I'm Nancy Ohlert. I've been thinking a lot about trees lately. It's summertime, and where I live, that means hot weather. Sometimes really hot weather. Folks here will go out of their way to get under the shelter of a tree and escape the sun's intensity. My husband and I years ago planted a tree very close to the edge of our driveway with the thought that eventually it would be big enough to give our car shade in the summer. That tree took so long to grow. Big trees take time. And if we're wise, we take good care of those trees. We make sure that they're watered, we feed them, and we prune them. Because a neglected tree will die, and that would be such a shame. The trees that I'm standing around now are located at Fort Sam National Cemetery. It's where my parents are buried. The trees here are large. They were planted long ago by people long before me. We are benefiting from their forethought and their hard work. My parents planted trees in my life, trees that I now find shelter under and comfort. I have to start this morning by telling you a story. When you are an ambassador, it is your job to see to the protection and safety of the people from your kingdom, from your country, when you are in a foreign land. Years ago, before our girls were born, the only citizens we had in our kingdom were a dog. It was a dog. Her name was Missy, and she was precious. We felt very protective of her. And there was a dog that was getting into our yard at night and meddling with Missy. And this little dog, he was a hot mess. He was a wreck. And we decided we just had to keep him out of the yard. So we went and plugged every hole in our fence. And this little guy just dug more holes. And so we determined we were going to have to catch him and take him to the pound or to the Humane Society, something. He had to go. We devised a scheme. Outside our bedroom window to the back fence, it's not a really wide passage, so we set up chicken wire to wire off that part of the yard, and we left just a little opening so that Mark could squeeze through and nab the little intruder. We decided, okay, this is the night, we're all set, we're ready. And we heard him, he was definitely in the yard, and Mark slipped out of bed. Now you have to understand, my husband is 6'7", and he's almost as wide as he is tall. And he was a much younger man when we did this. This was decades ago. He was taking the window, our bedroom window, and slowly opening it. And you know how you'll open it and he would stop. And then he would start to open it again until it creaked and stopped. It probably took him 5 minutes to get the bedroom window open. We had taken the precaution of, go ahead, yeah. We had taken the precaution of taking the screen off ahead of time. And my 6'7", really big guy husband slipped out our bedroom window into the backyard, right there where this little exit was from the chicken wire. And that dog, it took no time at all. Mark's feet no more hit the ground than his head poked out of Missy's doghouse. And when he saw Mark, it scared him, and he made a run for it. And Mark, all he had to do was stand there and block that opening. Oh no, oh no. He went right through Mark's legs. And Mark pivoted and turned to run after him, thinking I can still catch him. He's still in a part of the yard where I can catch him. Mark didn't remember that it had rained the night before, and as he rounded the corner of our house, his feet hit a patch of mud and went right out from under him, and he body slammed onto that mud. I could hear him. You know when somebody falls and knocks their breath out, it's like, I was sticking my head out the window in the dark. Mark, are you okay, Mark? And he was like, laying there trying to catch his breath. Oh, my word. All he could do was he picked up, there was a fireplace log pile right there nearby where he was. He grabbed one of those logs and hefted it at that dog as it was scooting underneath a new hole he had just dug in our fence. So, yeah, needless to say, we never got rid of that little mutt. I'm not sure what happened to him. Somebody else somewhere who was defending their dog probably dealt with him. But we just felt this sense of protection for Missy, and that was our little kingdom, and he was messing with one of our citizens. So as an ambassador for Christ, do you have those feelings of protection toward those in your household? Okay, citizens of heaven. Okay, and in Ephesians chapter 2, it says, you are no longer foreigners and aliens, but fellow citizens with God's people and members of God's household. The same God that created the beautiful sunsets we've been seeing the last few weeks, the same God who created the miracle of these children, the same God who created the Grand Canyon and who has the northern lights you may have seen. That same God thought the world needed one of you. And not only did the world need one of you, but he wanted you in his household. That's pretty special. Going back to 2 Corinthians, I'm going to pull a few things from there.